Like, I just want to put this out there and see what you guys think, to see if this is actually something that we should fix together. Like, I feel like a lot of our frustration nowadays, it's not only about current events in the world, it's about our perception. If we can change our choice of words, we can change our perception, our reaction. And all of a sudden, even things that aren't good, even things that are bad, can seem less bad. Some of you guys might think like, you know, it's not a big deal. We've moved on from the whole idea of these words being bad words. They're just a normal part of our language. We should be able to say whatever we want. Well, I have kind of a different take that I want to share with you today. I think that over time, the frequent use of bad words and belittling them to be something so harmless has really shot us in the foot, and I'm going to explain why. So if you think about bad words, that's what they used to call them when we were kids. Curse words were viewed as, they literally called bad words. And the reason why they were called bad words is because they were bad. And what is the bad? Well, when you say a bad word to someone, you wish them negativity, right? That's the whole negative side of it. It's the whole hurtful side of it. And I think that still applies today. But the actual type of cursing that I'm more concerned about is the cursing that we do just in our own storytelling, in our own day-to-day. And we think that it's not a big deal. It's just a use of emphasis, you know, a little F-bomb. Comedians do it all the time. They crack their jokes, and all of a sudden when they curse, you know, it's automatically funnier. They're usually coming from a place of like frustration. You know, they point out problems in society, maybe sometimes political, racial, controversial issues, and then they'll go on to like use these curse words to emphasize their frustration. And then what ends up happening is that negative energy of frustration, that anger, it lingers. If you think about it, it lingers. And I find myself like in my day-to-day using frequent F-bombs and curse words, and F-bombs aren't even a bad thing anymore. It's just normal. Like little kids are exposed to them. Like it's become this thing where we don't shield ourselves from it. And at the end of the day, I think the impact that it has on us and on our minds and on our soul is so bad in a way that we almost don't realize, and we wake up to new issues and other things like with this frustration. Check out this cool little like side quest getaway in between apartment buildings in Montreal. But yeah, I just feel like if you have the choice to phrase a question or like a sentence in a way that is free of curse words, I feel like overall it's just gonna leave you in a more like subtle mood. You know what I mean? Just find a different way to say it. Instead of saying like, what the F are you talking about? Be like, what's the point you're trying to make? The energy that you're left with after telling those stories, saying those things, is gonna be so much nicer. I find it myself. It's honestly something that I'm only realizing now. Like, I've heard it from my own father at, you know, all ages, even as little as 2 years ago, a year ago, or 10 years. My dad's been telling me for like 15 years, like, hey, you know, the use of curse words just indicates that you lack the actual words to say what you want to say, and it makes you sound dumb. And I used to laugh at him, you know, when he would say that, and now I kind of agree with him. It comes to show how little you know also when you're young. Not that every person who's old is totally right or knows exactly what they're talking about and on every issue, but like when you have limited life experience, let's be honest, there's still a lot more for you to learn. And sometimes older people are right, and you have to go through the steps. You know, it's not enough to just listen to them. Don't blindly, don't like automatically listen to people. Take what they say into consideration and then have your own experiences and see if what they said actually applies to you. Like if you actually see it in your real life to come off as true, then yeah, you make your respective change. And this is the whole point of this video, like to change. I want to put this out there so I can actually like somewhat hold myself accountable, or at least just have it on the channel so that in a few years from now I can be like, hey kids, daddy had a good thought. He had something nice to say, a nice idea that might have improved his life. Nowadays, do you think we use curse words too often?
In French for sure, yeah.
Yeah?
We always say tabarnak and that kind of words.
Tabarnak is from Quebec, from here, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean? Is it like...
It's like...
Tabarnak, it was meaning that we were just mad. But now, when people are using it, I think there is something deeper about frustration or more liberty. So people are not so much concerned about the others, what they're saying. So I think it did change gradually with all the liberty that we took with the time.
Mm-hmm.
When you have bad talk in your head, it's affecting your body, your sensation. So for me, it's not just the words, it's the talk.
See, the older generation, man, when she was growing up back in the day, people didn't curse so heavily. Like when they cursed heavily, but they didn't curse frequently. So when they did it, it was really bad. But nowadays, it's just the frequent use, and we think it's nothing. We've opened it up to be this free-for-all. Do whatever you want. Zero consequences. I've also engaged in this. Go in my videos, you'll see me, like, I won't curse too frequently, but I do it. And it's like, I feel like somebody who doesn't know me, who doesn't know the good things that I'm capable of, will watch it for the first time and be like, you know, this guy's kind of gross. This guy doesn't give me a good vibe. Guys, when I look at the world, I get frustrated. I try to be as optimistic as possible, and I think that still, like, I'm pretty optimistic, but, you know, all things considered. But it's like, I can only think of this idea, this challenge, coming from a place of frustration because, you know, what are you trying to fix if there's no problem? There's clearly a problem, and what I'm asking you to do is just ask the question. At least tell me what you think if you've taken the time to watch this. Like, it's like, tell me what you think. I want to know, like, am I crazy for thinking of this? Is this a weird thought? I think one of the biggest parts of all this is I'm trying to figure out in what ways can I help people in society? What can I be, like, how can I be a benefit to the world, pretty much? It's just a simple thought. I think a lot of people think that way or should be thinking that way. Like, what can you do that I can't do? Or what can you do better than I can do to benefit society? There's a lot of things that y'all can do that I can't, or that y'all can do better than me. You know, I'm not some like crazy activist of like, this is the most important issue we have to deal with now in the world. No, I don't know what the most important issue is. I just know that how we channel our anger and like how we choose to respond, I think we have more control over it than we think. So not cursing is going to be quite an adventure. It's going to be very hard as someone who is 30 years old in 2025. You know, any social atmosphere that you're in, people are going to be dropping F-bombs all over the place. And to dodge them is going to be pretty tough. At least we don't need to be the ones dropping those bombs. So I'm going to try. What can I say? Let's go get a coffee. Shall I make room for you? Or are you good where, no, you look good where you're at. This guy that I met here at the cafe the other day is here. He's chilling, he's got his guitar, he's got his notebook. What's up, dude?
Oh, I'm just excited to see the greatest homie in the whole wide world, Adam.
Come sit. You want to sit here or you want to sit there?
I want to sit here. I want to sit with you.
Yeah, all right. So here's the thought, ready? You ready for the thought?
Absolute moment. Let's go.
I feel like we curse too much. We curse too frequently. Even without bad intent, it just rolls off our tongue with ease. I feel like it leaves a negative energy in us. It comes from a place of frustration that doesn't want to leave us because we continue to feed it with our use of curse words. What do you think about that? That's my take.
I completely agree. I've been thinking the same thing. You know, now that I've done my European trip, that I've explored possibilities of life, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Elegance is worth striving for. And, you know, elegance does mean having a little restraint, having a little exercise of just like, I don't know, exercise over your emotions, you know, calming yourself down. And I see the other way. I see that frustration can be the weirdest trap.
Yeah. You know, I think one of the coolest things about today is that we're able to capture the images that we're seeing and the conversations we're having. We don't need to do all of them and put them up, but like we're able to share what we're going through now, not only for people now, but also for the world potentially in 50, 100, or 200 years from now. I don't know if YouTube's going to be the thing, but I think there's definitely going to be, like, as technology is advancing, think about it. There's going to be ways to come and find all these videos that were filmed at this time. The same way you can read a book that was written in 1920 or 1850, or, you know, a poem, right? These are things that we've picked up from the past. Imagine if you can watch a vlog of your favorite poet from the 1800s. You can't, because that guy didn't have a camera. But if he did, you'd be watching him drinking coffee in Montreal or whatever city he was in. And more than that, we have the ability now, you know, if you have a passport and you can get a plane ticket. I know not 80% of the world still hasn't taken a plane. So I feel like I just nonchalantly talk about travel like everyone can do it. Not everyone can do it. We have this ability. You have an iPhone, you have a passport, document, baby.
Wow.
Like, you are the poet, you're the writer, you're the author. I've tried to write books. Like, I still have some unfinished documents of like I'm writing, and I'm so ADD and scattered with my thoughts. I have a lot of ideas and I go in many different directions. I don't see myself as capable of writing a book. I still, till this day, I can't get myself to do it. But what I can do is go out and have experiences, talk to people. I feel like I'm not scared to do that. I'm interested, I'm curious. And this YouTube and Instagram thing is giving me the opportunity to like share that, you know? It's like basically I'm writing my book without any need for organization or structure. Just put it out. And I've overthought my videos so much. So much, dude. Like, what's the best idea? What's the best city to go to? The whole thought of like, what's gonna be the best for like, what's gonna go viral? Like, just document, bro. Like this, if this video is cool to someone in 60 years, like some kid, you know, in 2090, if this like looks, this is gonna look like vintage. This is gonna look like classic. Like we're sitting in front of a bunch of brick buildings on Laurier Street in Montreal, you know, drinking. They might be caffeinated in other ways, but you know, they might be taking. This might all be like weird to them. What are we doing now as humans in 2025? Besides scrolling, like there's people having conversations around us. People are living. It's not happening. Document it, bro.
Hallelujah. Amen. You got this.
My man.
How's Adam, the man with the plan? Boom.